So today I want to talk about letting go. So basically, our success or failure is really heavily dependent on who we surround ourselves with and our surroundings, our environment. People don't think that's true, but that is true. You surround yourself with a bunch of lazy people, you're going to end up being lazy. You surround yourself with a bunch of top producers that's out there really getting it, that's going to inspire you to get out there and get it yourself. So your surroundings have a big, huge part of your success or your failure, whatever you choose. You know what I mean? Your surroundings have a huge impact on that. So sometimes we have to be willing to let go of certain things. You can be influenced by like a lot of negativity, sometimes a lot of arguments, debates. Every time you turn around, it got to be some friction. Sometimes you got to be willing to let that stuff go so that you can actually grow in a positive direction, because positivity speeds you up towards your success and negativity slows you down. So sometimes you got to cut it. Sometimes how people make you feel, sometimes people can know what they're doing and they can just be picking at you to make you feel a certain way, to get a reaction out of you. And then when you give the reaction, those things, you just have to cut it and let it go. Let those things go, because you're trying to grow in another direction. And yeah, we all get caught up into the moment. Sometimes we get caught up into situations and we get lost in the sauce. But at some point, you got to say, okay, that's enough now. I've been going through this long enough. I don't care if it's been 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 months, 3 months, whatever. Okay, it's time to stop this, because I done lost 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 months, 3 months of my life, fooling with this unnecessary stuff. So now it's time to get to the wherever you're trying to go, to your success. You're trying to create a success story. You're trying to leave an impact. You're trying to leave something behind for kids, children's children, or whatever you're trying to do. So sometimes you just got to cut it. You got to say, man, you know what? I'm through with that. I got to let that go, because that ain't producing me nothing. It's not bringing me in any kind of revenue. It's not helping me build, create more contracts. It's not doing anything. So I got to be willing to let that stuff go. So that's what we got to be willing to do. And then your surroundings, you got to be able to surround yourself with people who are on your page or on your thinking level. You might not be doing the same exact thing, but you might be, people are on your page. Everybody is growing. Everybody's producing. Everybody's putting out videos or doing reels or posting, doing something similar to you, but not exactly in the same niche. Everybody don't have to be in the same niche, but you want to start growing with other people that's on your path in life. That way, it's easier to grow. The people you grew up with most of the time is not going to be the people that you actually grow with in the end. So when I say positivity speeds you up and negativity slows you down, when you start being around stuff that's not good for your production, you start slacking on your work. The stuff that you need to be doing to take care of business, you slacking on that because you're so busy focused on something that ain't even bringing you in nothing or doing anything for you. And it's just a distraction. All of that is distractions. When people contact you out of nowhere and it's a problem, it's always this and that, those are distractions. So at some point, sometimes you entertain a distraction. Yeah, you may entertain it and everything, but sometimes you just got to say, okay, you know what? I'm letting this go. So if you join RAE Nation, we are a group of like-minded individuals. Our community is a small community, and I'm going to have the members of RAE Nation. I'm putting a package together for the members of RAE Nation. It's going to be a membership now. It's not a one-time thing anymore. Now it's a membership, and you'll pay a certain amount every month. And then you'll have access to all the previous master classes and all my new master classes. You're going to have access to that. You can cancel anytime. If you don't want to be connected, you don't want to stay connected, you just got your information and you jumped out, hey, that's what you do. But the RAE Nation is going to be a community of like-minded individuals. We already got it established, and it'll be a membership. So all you got to do is pay your monthly membership fee, and you can stay in and get all our trainings, have access to us, our weekly accountability coaching, and all this type of stuff in our membership group. So it's all about your connections. A lot of people are not, see, a lot of people take these YouTube videos every day. They watch 20, 30 YouTube videos a week. They every day they own YouTube videos. Why are they still not making no money? They're not connected to the right people to help them along the way. See, it's hard doing this stuff by yourself. And if you're trying to piece the stuff together and you don't even know what's the first piece and what's the next piece, you'll never get it done because the information is all over the internet. It's all over the internet. Yes, it's all over. You can find everything you need to know on the internet for free. Yes, you can. Nobody's saying you can't. The problem comes in when you can find all this information, but you don't know what to do with it. You don't know what comes first, what comes second. You don't know how to put this together, how to put that together. And you don't know people are leaving pieces out because that's what they putting in their course. The meat and the potatoes is in the courses. So when people pay for certain things, they're paying for the connections. If you go to a golf club, you paying to be in that atmosphere. You're paying to be associated with these people. You paying to play on their turf. You paying, this is what you're paying for, the connections. So when you surround yourself with the same type of people, then that's how you get to learning and growing. Because there wouldn't be no reason why, if all the internet, if the statement is we can find all that on the internet for free, and you done found it all on the internet for free, why are you still looking for videos? Why are you still not at a point to where you're making however much a month that you need to be making? Because there's something missing. Your connection. You can't ask questions when you want to. You can't connect with the right. Somebody can't tell you where this is going wrong or where you might need to pick up on this because you don't want to connect with people. Sometimes people connect and then they disconnect. And guess what? People start falling off when they disconnect. So it's really all about your connections. And you got to really start being paying attention to who you connected with. Is this a valuable connection? Is this somebody that's going to help me get to the next level? Because you're going to have debates and arguments with people regardless. I mean, you're going to always have something going on, but is this even worth having? Is this debate even worth having with somebody that's not even moving in my direction? You know what I mean? Or is it worth it? Is the whole thing worth it? Or should I connect with other people that's on my page in life that's doing what I'm doing? Not talking about what I'm doing, not sitting up saying what we need to do and what we should have done and what we ought to do and what we gonna start doing. No, people who are doing and talking about doing are two different things. It's everybody in the world is talking about something, but who's actually producing and doing it? Start paying attention to who you're surrounded with. Start paying attention to your connections. Listen to those phone conversations and start seeing what they're about. Can you talk to these people about how you're going to generate 30, 40, 50,000 a month? Can you talk to these people on the phone when you talk? Are you gossiping about other people? Or are you talking about how you're going to take your business to the next level? All the phone conversations matter. You got to pay attention to what are you doing. Now, in your spare time, you might want to watch some stuff or do something like that. That's a different ball game. But have you got your work done for the day? Is your work complete for the day before you start entertaining all that crazy stuff? So sometimes you just got to say, hey, I'm going to let this go. Let this stuff go for 6 months. Grow your business. Let this stuff go for a year. Grow your business and stop worried about all this unnecessary stuff. A lot of people don't even know with your life insurance, you could borrow against your own life insurance and give yourself a loan and be your own bank. People don't know all that. Or they know it. How about they know it and they still don't do it? They know it, but they complaining all the time because they don't do what they know. Every time you talk to somebody, they already knew it. Why? Okay, well, why is it that if you already know certain things, why don't you put them into practice? So it's a lot of people that's doing all this talking and they know everything in the world, but they're not practicing what they know. They're not doing it. They're not putting it into action. Do you want to be connected with those type of people, or do you want to be connected with people who are getting out there doing something every day? Whether they making mistakes or not, they are producing something every single day. They not laying around talking about what they gonna do and what they should have done and what they about to start doing. No, they actually doing it and producing something. Those are the type of connections that we are building in RAE Nation. And those are the connections that we gonna keep in RAE Nation. This is a different ball game because this is not the same as everybody in the group have to be producing something. It ain't gonna be, you can't get in the group if you don't have something going. Not you about to start, not you thinking about starting, you want to start, you getting ready to do it, you almost, and nope, you have to have something. So we put an application together before you even get to pay. Ain't no paying until we complete the application, and I look over it now because things are gonna go a different way. See, sometimes when you start out, you everybody that starts is gonna make mistakes. So I made the mistake of starting and just letting people come in just because they wanted to come in and they had the money. We're not doing it no more. We don't care if you, it don't matter if you have the money or not. If you don't have your business in order and putting your stuff in place, then you have to fill out the application and we have to see what it's about, see what you're doing, and then we'll let you know if you're a good fit. And then you can join the accountability club and become a part of RAE Nation. So that's the way we're doing it. And then we'll be able to stay connected with like-minded individuals and surround ourselves with people who are actually producing. That's going to weed out all the talkers. That's going to weed out all the people who thinking about it, who still looking on YouTube for everything for free. That's going to eliminate a lot of that type of stuff because you're going to be surrounded with people who you know that invest in themselves, they're serious about their business. Because when we get to having our conferences and all this type of stuff, and when we get to having our master classes in our masterminds, in the mansions and all this type of stuff, when we get to doing all those things, you're going to be already connected to the people who already know what it is and is willing to do those type of things. So those are the things we're going to be doing. Planning the success. We planning for success. We not just, when you plan for success, that means you start walking in expectancy. You walking in something. You may not be done got to what you're trying to get to yet, but you walking in it, you expecting it. You're not going to sit around and just sit up and claim and keep talking about what you're going through. You're going to start manifesting, speaking on what you see, your future, speaking on what you're going to produce, and then you start moving in that direction and acting on what you speak on. Speaking it ain't enough. So you got to start making those moves in that direction. Looking at it on a vision board ain't enough. That's the starting process, but then you got to start doing other things. So those are the things that we discuss inside of RAE Nation. So I just got on here to say that, share that with you guys, and be willing to let go of some of that unnecessary stuff that's not taking you in the direction that you're trying to go in. Be willing to let go of it, because to get to the next level, you know, in order to grow, some things must be cut. In order for your hair to grow, you got to trim your ends. You got to cut your ends for your hair to grow. So some connections have to be cut. Some things must be cut in order to grow. So that's where we are at this point in time. We're growing RAE Nation. So we're finna cut out a lot of this. Like I say, well, I have a new podcast, Real Talk with Ray, on my podcast. I just put it up. So I'll be doing my podcast over there, and we'll be talking about some stuff. But in RAE Nation, I'm putting together masterclasses for RAE Nation members only. And I'm putting together masterclasses for the public. So we have our accountability sessions where we all come together and talk about what we're doing. We have our success stories where people can actually post their success stories, and it's not bragging when you celebrate success. Some people who ain't doing nothing think everything is bragging. People who doing something, they understand that you celebrate success with other people who are being successful. You help them celebrate, and maybe you'll be next. Help others celebrate. Don't be afraid to celebrate with somebody else when they're having success. If somebody else done closed a deal, made a sale, don't be upset at them for producing something. Just get excited for them and then get to producing on your own. That's how you start moving in those positive directions. Don't be jealous of other people's success and trying to compare your day one to somebody else's 10 or 20 years. Somebody else been in it 20 years and you've been in it in day one, and you trying to compare your success to theirs. It don't work like that. So we all in here encouraging and motivating and inspiring one another. And that's what we doing in RAE Nation. So if you want to join, you already know links, every video links is in the bio. Link in the bio in every video. And check out the RAE Nation. When you go to the link, it'll say join RAE Nation. Check it out. And you can join from there. Or sign up for the next masterclass that we having. It's discounted right now, but it's going up next week. And have a great day, everyone. Check you later.